Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Soldier-800 here. I'm coming in you guys today with a new Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile. This is going to be one of my new decks or new builds for the April 2014 ban list. And this is just one of the decks that I'm going to probably be playing for a majority of this format. Today's deck profile is going to be on my Chaos Dragons deck. For those of you that are aware of Chaos Dragons, you know what this deal is with that deck, and you know how good it is. In fact, if many of you played it during the format when Chaos Dragons were all the rage, then you pretty much are aware of this deck's potential and dominance. But anyways, I'm going to give you guys today my version of the Chaos Dragons build, the Chaos Dragons deck. And at the end of the video, let me know what you guys think of this build, and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me. And then let's just get right into it. Alright, this is my Chaos Dragons deck that I'm going to be profiling for you guys today. This deck has been one of my most excuse me. This deck has been one of my most favorite decks to ever have been really released during our time in this game. When they were when the new Chaos Dragons were introduced back in I want to say 2012 or 2011, the new Dragons Collide structure deck came out, and it introduced Lightpulsar and Darkflare Dragon, and hence the era of the Chaos Dragons format, which was by far one of my most favorite formats throughout the entire game. If you guys want to, I have a proposition for you guys. If you got it at the end of this deck profile, if you guys like to see a deck profile on my original Chaos Dragons build from when Chaos Dragons were running around with Future Fusion and Dragon's Mirror, please let me know in the comments, because my version of the Chaos Dragons deck back then was unique in the sense that it ran a majority of the cards that the Chaos Dragons ran throughout the course of those two formats, but mine had a little bit more of a tweak than I would like to say that it was a lot different than a majority of the other Chaos Dragons decks. But let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that my original build of Chaos Dragons from when they first arrived on the scene. But anyways, I'm going to go through today's deck profile of Chaos Dragons, and hope you guys enjoy. Alright, for starters in the deck, we are running 3 Lightpulsar Dragons, best card ever. You banish a Light and Dark from grave, you're able to special summon it. Also, while Lightpulsar is in the grave, you're able to send a Light and Dark from your hand to the graveyard, and you're able to special summon Pulsar from there. Also, it being level 6, it's an easy single tribute monster, which is also really nice. And Lightpulsar's main effect for when it's destroyed, you're able to special summon a level 5 or higher Dark Dragon type monster from your graveyard. So normally you would be going for Red Eyes Darkness Metal or any other Dark Dragon that you're running in the deck. Darkflare Dragon, for example. Lightpulsar, really amazing card. Then I'm running only 2 Darkflare Dragons. At times, I've seen a lot of players run 1, but I would like to say a couple of formats ago when Chaos Sorcerer was still at 1, a lot of Chaos Dragon players and decks that I've seen had run 3 Darkflare Dragons, and I did as well. But I feel for this format, 2 is perfectly fine. It's the same special summon abilities as Lightpulsar, except you can't special summon Flare from the grave like Lightpulsar, like with Lightpulsar. But Darkflare Dragon is a really nice dragon overall. Its effect is you can send a dragon type monster from your hand and deck straight to the graveyard to banish a card, to target one card in either player's graveyard and banish it. So say, for example, against Bujins, you wanted to banish one of their detrimental or key Bujin monsters in the grave, say a hare or a turtle. You want to get those out of the way before you go with other effects to get rid of their Yamato and stuff. It's a great example of that. Best combo to do with Darkflare is to send a dragon in your hand, is to send basically an Eclipse Wyvern to the grave and activate Eclipse Wyvern's effect. But 2 Darkflare Dragons works fine. The one of Dragons, Dark Arm Dragon, absolutely a beast. And the single Red Eyes Darkness Metal. This card was awesome when it was not on the list before. But Red Eyes Darkness Metal, in my opinion, one of the best dragons to ever come out in the game. Sure, probably Chaos Emperor Dragon, but that card's never going to come off the list. Then the one Eclipse Wyvern, only running 1 because I only have 2 targets for it. So I don't want to open with this card as much. I want to get this card into the graveyard as fast as possible, either through milling, either through Darkflare Dragon's effect, or any other form or matter. But 1 Eclipse Wyvern works really well. And that's it for the Dragon portion of the deck, and the rest of the Chaos support is basically 1 BLS and 2 Chaos Sorcerers. Then the rest of the monster support for this deck is 2 Tour Guides. Yes, Tour Guides back at 3, but I prefer running only 2 Tour Guides, and with the third with the other Tour Guide target, 1 Night Assailant. When Tour Guide was at 2, I preferred only running 2 Tour Guides at the time. So, but 2 Tour Guides and the single Night Assailant, both of them work fine. One of my favorite combos to do is go Tour Guide into Tour Guide and XCs into a Giga Brilliant, which sets me up for a Light and Dark in the grave for any of my Chaos monsters. But anyways, that's that. 2 Card Troopers, more milling. When destroyed, I get a plus off of it. And then I'm running the standard Lightsworn build of Chaos Dragons. So for that we've got triple Lylas and triple Rykos. And then for a couple of my one-ofs, we've got Blackwing-Zephyros the Elite. This card really helps in the long run. Just bounce a monster or a face-up card that you have on the field back to your hand, and you're able to make some nice and decent rank 4 plays with Zephyros. Then one Honest. I'm running some lights, so Honest helps you win games most of the time. For some of the rest of the hand traps, the one Gorz, broken, and I'm only choosing to run 1 Tragoedia. The reason being is that I don't see Tragoedia being on the field very often, but when it is, it's just basically a wall for me most of the time. But other than that, you're able to target a monster in the grave and copy its level, and this card can be that monster's level. Say, for example, a rank 6, you can target a Lightpulsar in your graveyard or a Chaos Sorcerer, special summon a Lightpulsar or a Chaos Sorcerer, and go for a rank 6 play. And also, it's a nice walking mind control in the sense. And then the rest of the hand traps, 2 Maxx and 2 Effective Feathers. That's it for the monster lineup, 30 monsters. It's a really big monster lineup, but Chaos Dragons are able to suffice with a huge monster lineup. And then for spells, really small spell lineup. Allure of Darkness, Book of Moon, Charge of the Light Brigade, because we're running the Lightsworn engine. 1, the Seal of Orichalcos. This card is amazing in this deck because most of the time Chaos Dragons don't need to rely on their extra deck for the win. So if you feel you don't need to go into the extra deck as often, an extra 500 point boost really comes in handy. And also with Zephyros the Elite, if you want to go into your extra deck, you can just bounce Seal of Orichalcos back to your hand, and you can go for some Xyz plays or Synchro plays or anything else from your extra deck. And then later on, if you want to, you can activate Seal of Orichalcos again. It's great during Game 1, during Game 2, unless you want to still leave this in your main deck. It's not that good in Game 2, but Seal of Orichalcos, it helps in the long run. It's a really nice card in Chaos Dragons, and kind of glad I put it in here. And then the standard 3 MSTs for back row removal, and then 3 Pot of Dualities for consistency. No, I'm not running Charge of the Light Solar Recharge. I don't want to mill too much in this deck. mainly because, and also I don't really have any solar recharges on me, so I'm basically building my Chaos Dragons deck from what I have lying around, and that's available to me. But the reason I chose to go with the Pot of Dualities, though, over Solar Recharge is I'd rather set up my plays more often. I'd rather set up my plays instead of mill on the chance that I'll get some decent cards in the grave or lose needed pieces for my combos to go off. But 3 Pot of Dualities, I like it a lot. I like it a lot better than Solar Recharges. But if you want to run Solar Recharges, you can. But this deck mills quite a bit with the Lylas, the Rykos, the Card Troopers, and the 1 Charge Light Brigade. So there's enough milling in here to get a bunch of monsters in grave for my Chaos monsters. But I like 3 Pot of Dualities in this deck. That's it for the main deck. It's 40 cards in all, and then I'm just going to run real quick in the extra deck and the side deck. For extra deck, 1 Chimeratech Fortress Dragon, Blackwing Dragon, Scrap Dragon, and Stardust Dragon. The synchros are in here because I'm running Effect Veiler, so these are there if and when I need them. I rarely go for a synchro play, though, most of the time. I will go for a synchro play if I Tragoedia a tuner at some point during the duel. But anyways, that's it for my synchros. And then for the Xyz plays for my rank 3s with the Tour Guide engine, Leviair, Leviathan, Giga Brilliant, and Acid. Then for rank 4s, you'll barely make rank 4s, but you are able to in this deck. So 1 Abyss Dweller against a lot of problematic decks that rely on effects in the graveyard, such as Boojins, Dark World, Mermail, any other deck that relies on the graveyard. Abyss Dweller just wins you games off of that. And the other times when you run into other decks, it doesn't help that much. But I will say against Yugioh, it does help a little bit in preventing the Gear and X for getting their effects off for when they leave the field. So Abyss Dweller helps in the long run. 1 Maestro. This is to help get over Ophion. Just activate Maestro's effect, flip the Ophion in the face down defense position, unless your opponent activates a Phoenix Chain or chains one of the forbidden cards. I forget which one it exactly is, but it would negate the monster effect of Maestro. But anyways, Maestro, it's a nice 2300 wall. It's also dark target, so that helps as well. And main purpose for this card is just to help get over Ophion. And then the 1 Queen Dragon to Jin. For any dragon deck that's able to make rank 4s, should most likely run this card. That's it for the rank 4s. Only 1 rank 5, number 12, Crimson Shadow Armor Ninja. You guys can run Volcasaurus if you want to, or any other rank 5 if you want to. But since as I said, I'm only running cards that I have on hand, and so far right now I only have number 12 at my disposal. But during either player's turn, you're able to detach and protect ninja monsters from being destroyed by battle or by card effects. So the single number 12 works. The only reason I'm running 1 rank 5 is because you only have 2 Darkflare Dragons. If you're able to steal level 5 from your opponent with Tragoedia, then you got more level 5s for you. For rank 6s, it's very low as well. 1 Tomb, and Photon Strike Mounzer. You can place either one of these for an Exabeetle if you wish to do so as well. But I don't have an Exabeetle on me right now, but a single Attune works really well in the sense that I can use this to summon Red Eyes Darkness Metal if it's not already banished or in the graveyard or in my hand. I can just use the Tomb's effect and special summon Red Eyes, and use Red Eyes effect to special summon Pulsar, Darkflare, or any of my other dragons that I'm able to. And Strike Mounzer against problematic monsters that rely on their effects. Against Insectors, this card is somewhat their nightmare, so to speak. But Strike Bouncer, it's a really awesome rank 6. When you negate the monster's effect, they take 1,000 points of damage, so that's really neat. And then Gaia Dragon, the Thunder Charger, because of the rank 5s and 6 Xyz that I'm running. And then for the side deck, I'm just going to run through it. I don't need to explain a majority of these cards, because you'll pretty much know what most of these cards are for anyways. Cyber Dragon to go with the Chimeratech Fortress Dragon. 2 DD Crows, 1 Tech Trap Eater. It's a nice card. It's a tuner, and a lot of continuous traps are running around this format, so Trap Eater makes sense. 1 Dark Hold to battle against large spammy decks. Mind Control against. I mostly side this in game 2 because a majority of these the decks today run a majority of the levels that I have in my deck, and I'm able to go into an Xyz play with off of Mind Control. But otherwise, this is a really nice card. Also, it's a great combo piece with the Seal of Orichalcos. If you have Seal of Orichalcos out on the in your hand, and you have Mind Control in your hand, and if you Mind Control an opponent's special summon monster, just Mind Control it, activate Seal of Orichalcos, their special summon monster will get destroyed. So that's a neat little trick that I'm able to do in combo with Mind Control and Seal of Orichalcos. 3 Twisters to get rid of some more face-up spell trap cards that are a problem, mainly against Vanity's Emptiness, Venus Chain, Imperial Iron Wall. I have seen Imperial Iron Wall around a little bit, and that card really hinders the deck a bunch as well. But that's it for the spells. 1 Devastation Virus, 1 Soul Drain, 2 Breakthrough Skills. I would run Skill Drain or anything else besides Breakthrough Skill, but I like this card because it's chainable, and also it's able to activate in two different areas. Once on the field and while it's in the graveyard, so I can use it as well. The only thing is, while it's in the graveyard, you have to activate it on your turn, but that's alright, because Breakthrough Skill is just pretty good. And also, next to Phoenix Chain, it is chainable than Phoenix Chain, because Phoenix Chain, yes, you're able to stop an attack, but Breakthrough Skill, you're just able to negate the effect right then and there. You'll still take the attack, but this is a lot better because your opponent will be unable to use their MSTs against it. Or they can, but that's fine. But Breakthrough Skill, and also for the fact that I'm milling a lot in the Chaos Dragons, if this goes in grave, that doesn't hurt me as well, but it's there when I need it. And then the 2 Mind Crush, pretty self-explanatory. Alright guys, that's my entire Chaos Dragons deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed this little blast from the past deck profile of Chaos Dragons. And again, if you guys like to see my original Chaos Dragons build from when Chaos Dragons were a thing, please let me know in the comments, and I'll work on digging up that old list and producing the deck profile for you guys. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Let me know in the comments what you think of this deck. What would you change in either the main deck, extra deck, or side deck? Any recommendations, any minuses, that more than welcome. And subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me. And I guess that's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching.